Moonlit Fly Fishing Fly Tie Night tonight. I'm Brandon Moon, and tonight I'm going to be bringing you my suspension hopper. This is a guides hopper, real quick to tie, simple, but very effective and very fun to tie. You can tie it in a bunch of color variations, including a pink pookie variation of this. So with that, we want to make sure and invite you to like the video, leave us a comment, and let us know what color of hopper is your favorite color hopper to tie and fish. And with that, we'll go ahead and see you next time. So the hook that we're going to be using today is the Moonlit Premium TOGATTA ML 411. We tie this anywhere from a size 6 to 12. I'm tying a micro hopper because I like size 12 hoppers a lot in my waters. I'm going to start about 3/4 of the way to 2/3 up that hook shank with my thread. I'm using Semperfli's Classic Wax 8/0 medium olive for this pattern. We're going to wrap that all the way back to the bend of the hook, where I'm going to trim that out with my razor blade. Now I'm just going to take some razor foam, the Moonlit Zero Gravity 1 millimeter. I've cut it to the gape of the hook. I've tapered the tip end, and I've also marked with an alcohol marker in dark green, olive type color, the one edge of this foam. I'm just going to secure that down, and I'm going to make sure that I cover up that point of where I started my thread. And this just helps give me a little more mass to my body, as well as a little extra foam. And I'm going to check and make sure that I wrap all the way back over to the bend of the hook there, where I'm going to then secure this back all the way to that tie-in point. At this point, I'm going to wrap my foam, and that edge that I've tied there at an angle is going to help create a little bit of a taper to this as I start. And I'm just going to wrap that, and you'll see that the green marking creates a ribbed look on this. And I'm wrapping, covering about 2/3 of to half of the previous wrap of foam, so that I create a nice good segmented tapered body here. I'm going to wrap that all the way forward up just past, so that when I tie that off, I've got the foam in the back. We'll trim that foam. I like to pull my foam when I trim it, just so that it snugs down a little bit more. We'll just take and secure that foam down nice and good. Now I'm going to take a piece of 2 millimeter foam. This is the bright green. You can see that it's cut to the same gape as the hook, and then I've got it tapered on the front with the little triangle there, and I'm going to measure that and secure that down. Now I want a little bit of that triangle to go back over the back end of the body. That's just going to help prop up my wing just a little bit. We'll make sure that we wrap back, covering up our wraps. Once we've got that done, we're going to take our Semperfli Predator fibers in olive Baitfish, or you can use Hogfish Cascade color. We're going to take a small amount, and we're just going to tie it in, wrap it all the way forward, and then I'm going to lay it back. And as I lay it back, I'm just going to take my thread, and I'm just going to secure that down. Now I'll secure it down all the way. This is going to make for a more durable fly. Once we finish that, I'll pull that up, and I'm going to trim it down at a little bit of an angle. You can see how that foam helps kind of prop up that wing just a little bit. Now we're going to take and cover up our thread and the wing there with some Moonlit beaver dubbing in olive color. This is a great dry fly dubbing. And I'm just going to take a small amount here and put it on my thread. I don't need to build up bulk. I just need to cover this up and create a thorax or a head on this hopper here. So I'm going to create that dubbing noodle there, wrap it forward, wrap it back again. I'll fold my foam over to create my bullet head here. Couple wraps, not too tight, with 2 wraps there. I'm going to trim out some of the hog wing or predator fibers that are just kind of screwy there. Clean that up just a little bit. Now I'm going to take some Semperfli grizzly flutter silly legs. These are the fluoro hot chartreuse in black, actually black and fluoro hot chartreuse barred. And I'm just going to have them knotted. I've got them cut in 4ths and then knotted so I can get 2 flies for a size 12 out of each of these legs. And I want that knot to create and push that leg down. I'm measuring the knot to be about 3/4 of the way down the body of this fly. And I can adjust this so that the legs come out. You can see that that one kind of came a little funky. So I'm just going to re-tie that in. And I want this leg to sit just below the foam of the head there. If I tie it too high, it kind of throws things a little bit screwy as well. Again, kind of screw-wampus, so I'm just going to take and redo it. This is the hardest part of this fly, is tying in these legs. And you don't have to do it with the knots and doing that. You could do it without and it would fish just fine as well. But the knots kind of give it a more realistic look, which is a lot of fun to tie. Just takes a little bit of time to get used to. I'm still getting used to it, as you can see. Again, I'll measure that out, place that down, and I'm just kind of rotating this until I get it to lay properly. Once I get it to lay right, I'm going to take some super glue and just put a little bit of super glue on my thread here. And when I do this, it's going to help lock my legs in place, but also secure my fly when I whip finish. So I'm going to take my whip finish tool and I'm going to create a whip finish with 2 turns. There's my 2, and with that glue, it's going to help seat that in nice and good. We'll trim that out with our razor blade. Now I'm going to trim out my legs just a little bit so that they come forward a little, and then my back legs I want just about to the bend of the hook. Now I've got that all done. I'm going to trim out my over wing here about halfway to 2/3, and then I'm just going to create a little bit of a taper angle on the tips of these. And there you have the suspension hopper in a gray and green. Thank you for watching.